What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and we have another Sunday Fun Day. It's the Come Up, and man, do we got a big show today for y'all, man. We got a special guest. It's my first time bringing on a guest, so it's a big day, you know what I mean? We got a new rep. We got the Bitcoin conference coming up. Chat, what's poppin', man? The wave makers are doing their thing in the private group. I see them in the chat already, man. It's to Come Up with your boy Cassius Cuvée, and you know, like usual, we're gonna let everybody join in. But man, this is gonna be a great show. I'm so excited for the Bitcoin conference. So excited for our guest Jade Glab. You guys are gonna meet her, introduce her to the crypto world. She's gonna come out with me to Las Vegas. I'm telling you guys, we got big stuff popping, man. It's 2025, y'all. Crypto, Bitcoin just hit an all-time high last week. Jade in the house. Check her out. Say what's popping in the chat. Jade is in the chat. We know she's ready. We'll bring her on in a little bit. First, we're going to get into these charts, you know. Chat, let me know how the music is in the background. If it's a little bit too loud, I can turn it down a bit. But, woo, this is an exciting day, man. I'm so lit right now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay, where do we start first, right? Okay, first of all, shout out to the private Discord group. I got to say off the top, nothing I say on this channel is financial advice. You do your own research. Trading involves risk. Also, what you see on the screen are affiliate partnerships I have with Breakout Prop and Phemex. And, you know, these are two different type of trading platforms, but I use both of them all the time, every day. Breakout Prop is where you get, basically, you put up a little bit of money and they give you a lot more money to trade with. So if you have 800 bucks, you can buy an evaluation. And what they do is they'll give you a $100,000 account to trade with. And that can help out a lot of folks because not everyone has 100 grand to trade with. But like, if you got 800 bucks, all you got to do is pass the evaluation. And there's certain rules for that. I have other videos on my YouTube channel. You should watch those to pass the rules, but to learn the rules. But basically, all you got to do is get 10% before you lose 6% or before you lose 4% a day. That is for the one-step program. That's Breakout Prop Bull, but I have a discount code. So that's what the discount is up there, GGRF7W, which will save money on that evaluation fee. So you might want to check that out. The other platform I trade on regularly is Phemex, and we're going to look at the Phemex charts today. We're going to look at Breakout Prop today as well. Phemex is where you can do leverage trading. And so but Phemex has a lot of the tokens that are not on Breakout Prop and other places. So we're going to get into comparing the two platforms a little bit later. But if you do create an account on Phemex with my code that you see on the screen there, my invite code, GMMNX5, you are going to get special bonuses for signing up. And it goes into a lot more. There's like a lot of bonuses. We'll get into them later. But basically, that's what you see on the screen here. So I'm an affiliate. If you sign up with either one of those, I may earn a commission. So just got to disclose that. But we got to start off with Bitcoin hitting its all-time high. And as you guys know by now, if this is not your first time watching the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée, there's going to be a wrap somewhere in the middle of the show. We're going to announce the contest winner of last week as well. This contest was a little bit different. Basically, the winner of this contest was in the private group. If you're one of the wave makers, you could submit some rap lyrics into one of the channels. And if I liked it and if I picked it and I used it in the rap, then you won the contest. So that's what that was. So we do have a winner, so you have to watch the rap. And the winner, I'm sure, is probably going to be tapping in here and cheering and applauding in a minute. But, man, I'm excited to bring on Jade as well. She's getting into Bitcoin, crypto, been in it for a little while. We'll get into Jade in a second. First, let's look at the charts, okay? Bitcoin hit an all-time high twice last week, okay? And that is, it's powerful because when we fell off a cliff in January and, people love throwing dirt on Bitcoin's grave, and you got to see the gold bugs coming out and Peter Schiff, talking about how Bitcoin is not real and all that kind of stuff. So for Bitcoin to come all the way back again that quickly from down here, this is the daily chart. All right, we kissed all the way down to 75K. If you guys are watching the show, we did this. I started my live streaming sometime around this time. This is one of my first big trades. Caught the bottom of this at 75K. I didn't ride it all the way up. I mean, I have other long-term bags, but the play was a shorter-term play. And, this is about as straight up as you're going to get. I mean, the only last time that happened was over here, really. But, minor pullbacks, minor red candles on this screen. I'll pull up another chart with less lines on it. Minor pullbacks. You see what I mean? And so, obviously, we look down here in Market Cipher B Momentum Waves. We've been up here in the positive side of the oscillator this whole time. We've been positive. So, begs the question, right? And this is something I called out on Twitter that, you know, I got zero engagement on, by the way. I know why. I don't pay for their little blue check mark, but I asked a question. When is the last time that Bitcoin had 7 green weekly candles, this is the weekly chart, in a row with 0 red? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a lot. Okay, and this is when we're sitting at all-time highs. And I have to call that out because it's like, look, trees don't grow to the sky, as they say, right? So things don't go straight up forever. So I definitely wanted to jump right into that, you know, quote unquote, due for a pullback. I don't like saying that because there's no such thing as due for a pullback. Things, you know, you could just keep going up, especially something like Bitcoin. But the idea of momentum eventually running out, it inevitably comes true at some point. And that's what we have these momentum waves down here to help us with that. So obviously we caught the green dot down here on the second week is when it initially printed. And we've just been going up ever since. As of now, it takes a lot to see a 1 week wave start to roll over. A tall candle is a sign of it. We had a tall candle here and it still went higher, but that is one of the things. Now, so this is when we start to zoom back in again, right? So now we bring back up the daily, okay? We're starting to get some high red dots here on the daily on Market Cipher B. And, you know, again, doesn't mean we're going to turn right back around and go straight back down, but it does mean that momentum is starting to run out, okay? That's essentially what that means. If you notice too, this, I can make this bigger. This wave is lower than this wave, right? So the momentum is a little bit down more. Now, again, doesn't mean everything's going to start falling immediately, but I also want to call out that a lot of times, pretty much every time since I've been in crypto, the Bitcoin conference is kind of a sell the news event. And I remember last year we had a massive sell-off after it. So, you know, I always just want to put that out there. It's not like seasonal exactly, but it's kind of the same idea. There was a lot of hype leading into it. We're going to the Bitcoin conference tomorrow, so shout out to everybody who's going to be there. But, you know, that's definitely something that I'm going to be cognizant of. Now, what is the Cassius Cuvée philosophy? If you guys been following this live stream now for over a month or whatever, you know that I always say you go long strength and you short weakness, okay? Now, if you saw earlier this week, a few days ago now, I had a big win in Breakout Prop. A big win in Breakout Prop, and I posted it on social media. I posted it on here. Let me, you know, so I can actually pull this up. I had a little short here. Let me pull it up real quick just to show you guys what happened, because Breakout Prop, you really can get a lot of bang for your buck on Breakout Prop. You just have to be careful that you're trading with the trend. It's hard to call tops, okay? And I also put out a video too last week, a top 10 my philosophies for trading on Breakout Prop, or just trading in general, trading crypto. So this is my YouTube channel. This shows how much I made trading in 10 hours on Breakout Prop. I entered these trades, fell asleep, and then I woke up to this. On Breakout Prop, you can easily trade both long or short. These happen to be all shorts. So this is not financial advice. That's all I just want to show you on that real quick. And basically, Breakout Prop is $1 million a minute, which come on, we got to stop it. So Breakout Prop is basically where you can put in a large amount of money, but you probably want to take profit a little more quickly. And this is one of the things I want to talk about here, because on the channel, a lot of folks are trying to figure out what's the best trading strategy for them. And my whole thing is to try to work with you, not against you. There's a lot of people who are going to say, oh, you should trade just like me. I don't believe that. I think I want to figure out what are your strengths and weaknesses. Everybody has a different bankroll, different amount of time they can do it. Everyone's got different stuff going on in their lives. I got to write rap songs sometimes, you feel me? And by the way, speaking of rap songs, I got a banger I'm dropping with Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper. We're going to be filming the music video in Las Vegas. So the wave makers, you know what I mean? If you guys are out there, you can be in the music video. So make sure you follow me, you know, closely on my social media, my Twitter. We're going to be posting a lot of content, and you might see where I'm at and where you can come join and be in the music video. But the Miss Teen Crypto song is a banger. I don't know. It's my favorite. It's my favorite crypto song I've made so far. So I'm excited to release it. She's going to be using it on her channel, as on her show. So we got big things popping this year, man. It's going to be a lot of stuff popping off, man. So, all right. Let's take a look at what recently went down here. Now, on Phemex, I had a lot of trades open, and I still only have a couple open. But when I say go long strength and short weakness, so this is Phemex. I just have these two trades open here, right? You guys know what I mean by weakness. What I mean by weakness is altcoins that have been underperforming, okay? So this is Bitcoin, right? Let me show you just the daily chart real quick. This is Bitcoin, the daily chart. Came all the way back up to all-time highs, right? Let's just take a look at Nero. Nero's all-time high was way up here. Bitcoin all-time high all the way down here. Obviously, that's relatively weak. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. Way up here. Still, we're way down here. Relatively weak. Ethereum. only about halfway back up, even after one of the biggest Ethereum candles of all time, right? So relative to Bitcoin, all of these shit coins are relatively weak, all right? You guys are going to hear me say shitters a lot, okay? But that's because we go long strength and we short weakness. Caitlin in the house. Hey, Caitlin, we got a new subscriber. Caitlin, how you doing? Got to say what's up to the chat. Jade's in the chat. Blockchain Cowboys in the house. He's been a contest winner. Edema Matt, he's going to be a 2-time contest winner. All set in the house. What's going on, y'all? We got a lot of stuff that has been going on in the markets that really, I don't think, when people get bullish, you know, you see these big old candles, but in perspective, when you look at the daily, nothing has been as bullish as Bitcoin, all right? Comes all the way back up. So when I say go long strength and short weakness, what I mean is this. If you are bearish on Bitcoin, like just for the time being, right? Like I was like, okay, maybe Bitcoin's going to have a pullback based upon looking at the momentum waves. I didn't short Bitcoin. I shorted all these shit coins, okay? So I did quite well because first of all, they're going to give you a larger percentage move, a much larger percentage move. Like this little, here, I'll show you on this here. This is the ruler measurements. It's from the top of this candle down to here, just to where we are now, is a 22.6% move, okay? 22% move? Are you kidding me? Like, what was Bitcoin's move? Bitcoin's move from the top of its candle all the way down to here, 4% move. Right? So first of all, you're just going to get more volatility on an altcoin in general, right? But most people know that, right? But because it's a weaker candle, I'm erring on the side of caution. That's what I mean by short weakness. So same thing for all these ones. So all of my shorts, when I showed you on that screenshot, they were all in breakout prop. And I'm going to pull up breakout prop. I'm going to show you here. You can see, if you can see this here, this is where I entered right here on the red ones. And then it hit right here. Now, obviously, it could have stayed in them. That's okay. You know, I caught this big wick down. You never know when you're going to get a bounce. So that's okay, right? These were not long, short. It didn't take me that much time, right? So, you know, you got thousands of dollars in 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like right here, got out down here. You feel me? So right up here. Now, okay. Let's take a look at ENA real quick. Let's take a look at ENA. This is a good example right here. ENA, okay? This is a ticker I chose to short because we're on the daily. Let me go into like the 4-hour, okay? Look at this candle on the 4. Oh, sorry. Let me pull up TradingView again. Look at this candle on the 4-hour here, okay? So at that time, you got to understand this is real time I'm looking at this, right? At that time, we just had this epic run, and then we got what I call a scam wick, right? It would look more like a wick on a 12-hour, right? Look at that wick. I love entering on a scam wick, okay? It's hard. You got to catch the top. You got to wait for the momentum to slow down. You're not going to be watching it on the 12-hour. I'm going to be zoomed all the way in, You know, I'm zooming all the way in, 10-minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking. I mean, this was my entry, was this orange line right here. You know what I'm saying? I caught the top of this scam wick. So getting out right here, bouncing off of this 5-day moving average. By the way, this yellow line is the 5-day moving average. Like, that's perfect. Sure, I could have held it forever and come down here, but I didn't know that. I caught the move I wanted. And that's why I keep saying green is green, take profit. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. That is the move you want in a short amount of time. Because what if this was the scam wick that started back up again? In the moment, you don't really know that. You know what I'm saying? People claim they know a lot of things. Did I think everything's going lower? Probably. And I even wrote it in the Discord. But also, I had these same trades open in Phemex as well. But breakout prop, I had larger amounts of money. And breakout prop, you don't want to go negative at all. So I took all those profits in breakout prop, but then I rode them an extra day in Phemex, basically. And so I cashed on almost all of them. Only have 2 smaller positions open left in Phemex right now. But you see, we caught the move we wanted right here. And that's because this move was fake. That's what was fake to me. So and you see over here on breakout prop, I caught it right at the top. Right here, this is the 15-minute candle. You know, I was a little early, just a little early, but I saw the momentum slowing down, okay? And that's where you do start to look in Market Cipher B. So Market Cipher B is the oscillator down here. So a lot of folks, if you guys are new, if you're just joining trading right now, this is the price chart and this is the oscillator. Now, a lot of people are familiar with the oscillator just for it being the RSI, which is the Relative Strength Index. And that is something that is, you know, important to watch. There's RSIs on Market Cipher B. And basically, you can't see Market Cipher B right down here. Not at all, just cut off a little bit on the side, Blockchain Cowboy. Market Cipher B is this one down here. This was the peak when I entered. Tell me if you can see it, Blockchain Cowboy. I'll make it bigger. Probably see it now, I hope. Basically, I was looking for this to start to roll over, these momentum waves, right? This is the 10-minute. This was in real time. So when you get that red dot up here, or even if you want to zoom even a little bit more, 5-minute, you start getting that red dot, that's when you know things are about to start slowing down. So the way it works is the smaller time frames always go first. You're going to see a red dot on the 5-minute. Then you're going to see it on the 10-minute. Then you're going to see it on the 12-minute and all the way up. So that's why I can't just say, oh, the daily is a red dot. It's too much. So that's why you start smaller and you zoom in, and then eventually that rolls over. Now, what happens is this, and I'm going to tell you guys, this is why I like short-term trading better. All right, I know I've done a lot of swing trading on the show here because I've been trying to kind of have something to track with you guys. But when I was doing this trade in Breakout, my intention was to try to catch the exact moment, okay? Like the same thing with kind of all these. You see I had entered one here on ZK. I entered it again right here. I knew one of these was going to be the top, okay? And I came in with the intention of knowing that I would have an extra entry. That was, you got to have an entry, excuse me, you got to have an exit strategy when you have an entry strategy. So I knew with the intentions of what I was going to do. I was like, I'll have one average down because I think this momentum is running out. But back to EMA for a second. So this is the 10-minute. Let me go back. This is the 10-minute wave. So if we zoom in, right? So you can see my thought process right here. We caught the red dot right here. Now you guys have been watching me. I have a scalping strategy, and we'll go over it a little bit before this show is over. But it involves the 10-minute chart and the 1-hour chart. But I'm first looking, I'm looking for the trend on the 1-hour chart. But the main point is I'm zooming in and looking for a red dot on the 10-minute chart first. I thought all of this move was fake. That was my hunch. Also, at that time, Bitcoin had already started coming down. And that was the key point I wanted to say at the beginning. It's hard to compare them side by side right here. Let me see if I can just add it up here. Bitcoin. Oh, no, they kicked me off. How do you add? Oh, right here, plus. Hold on, I'm going to come back to it. If you lay over the two charts at once, you're going to see that Bitcoin started coming down before that happened. And so that was my clue. Actually, I can come back to it. See, Bitcoin was flat. Bitcoin had been kind of going flat right here. And then that was like, okay, I think that the altcoin. So then I start watching them paired to Ethereum, because Ethereum is like the altcoin king, right? So then when Ethereum started stalling out and Bitcoin had already stalled out, I'm like, there's no particular reason I have to believe. Oh, so that's ENS. There's no particular reason I have to believe that this tiny little altcoin that has been underloved this whole entire time is just going to keep going to the moon. I just don't believe it. That being said, altcoins are more risky, which is why I diversify, which is why you see, on that chart, that's why you see like 5 tabs up here, okay? Because basically, you do run the risk of like one coin just becoming a runaway, and so you just take the stop loss, and you can see the red lines where I have my stop loss on this one, right? So basically, we caught this red dot, which told me, and it triggered mostly when it triggered here, actually. And I probably thought I was right. I probably thought I was catching it here. It went up a little bit more, and then it came back down again, and obviously we know that's all she wrote. And so the thing is, when I got this red dot, it showed me that the momentum was starting to come down. Basically, it stopped going up. Once I cross-referenced that with Ethereum at that time, so you got to do it every time, I'm like, okay, we caught a double top, like, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was able to load up, and I did that on multiple tickers. And so that was basically the thing that did it. Really, it's just a matter of the more reps you do. So this is what I want to go over to, because we were having a talk about this in the Discord group. I think it was Blockchain Cowboy was talking about how it's like, how do I know? I'm looking at conflicting waves and things like that. All right. And it's like Market Cypher B, he's talking about the waves down here. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, there's not one indicator that is the end all be all. All right, I really want to make this clear. There's not one indicator that's just going to tell you everything. I wish, right? Don't we all wish we had a magic button, right? It just doesn't work that way. So Market Cypher B, I rely on it heavily. I love the momentum waves down here. But I got to say that, like, you do got to look at other things. And when you're in a moment, like a time like right now, when you're seeing a lot of conflicting waves, right? What he's talking about is, like, say, if we look at the daily, right? So what's the daily doing? I mean, the daily is over here doing this chop, and we already had a big move to the downside, so we gave back everything there. And then we got the 12-hour wave. That's doing this slow down, but then the price is kind of going, is holding support here basically on this white line. You got the 8-hour, same idea. He's like, well, what do I do here? If we zoom in, now we get a little more zigzag. Is the 4-hour want to roll over, zoom all the way back into the 1 hour? I look at all the time frames. It does look like we're trying to find some sort of a bottom here. It's the weekend, like I said, going into the Bitcoin conference. Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. So you don't have to trade. But if you do, here's the best part about it. You have a 50% chance of being right. It's going to go up or it's going to go down. And I know it's like, oh, that's oversimplification. But the thing about it is I want to call that out because most of your job is bankroll management. Okay. And on that video I made, I talk a little bit about that. Bankroll management. So like, even if I did want to enter a trade right here, right now, if I told myself, let's see, we'll pull up this thing here, right? So let's say I want to enter a long right here. This is the widget where you could say, I want to enter a long here. It's going to come back to, let's say to this line right here, right? I'm like, I think we'll hit that line. And the stop loss will be right here at this support line, right? If I think that this is what's going to happen, that's fine because I have a stop loss to protect me if I'm wrong. So I don't even need 10,000 indicators and a whole bunch of strategies and theories and everything like that. If you have a proper bankroll management strategy that says I'm not going to blow all my money on this trade, it's over time it becomes worth the risk. The thing about markets is that they run in trends. So really the only skill set you need to have is really only two skill sets, to be honest with you. One is identifying trends, right? Identifying trends. And if our discussion is correct and we're not sure which way the trend is right now, we haven't identified anything, you could just stay away. But the skill set is identifying trends, because if you do believe that we're going up, then a trade like this right now, this setup is actually not a bad one. It's actually a good risk versus reward. We think maybe we would make the stop loss probably a little bit below this support right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. We would put the stop loss like below support. I'm not saying this is the best entry at this exact moment or anything like that. But if you wanted to say, if you had a bullish bias, bullish means you're betting on it to go up. Bearish means you're betting on it to go down. So if you had a bullish bias and then you thought that basically, let me get my pencil tool out here. If you thought that basically that we found a bottom right here, a setup like this is not bad, Yeah, so Edema in the chat says identify your environment and manage your bankroll, right? So it's like, that's the environment is if knowing what you believe the trend is, right? Right now, if you're not sure, okay, we stay away. But let's just say you think that this is going to happen. Hold on a second. Let me pull up I want to pull up the pen tool. What happened to my pen tool? Oh, it's here. Just a quick brush tool, right? So you think maybe something like this is going to happen. You know what I mean? That's fine. The whole point is if you're wrong. See, so the second most important skill after that is being honest with yourself if you're wrong about your trade or if you're not wrong about it, right? Because here's what you don't want. You don't want it to go here and then you start averaging down and then it goes here and then you average down and all of a sudden now you're fighting a trend and you're like, oh, well, in this line, and before you know it, you're in deep in your bankroll. You've been breached in breakout prop. All of your money is gone in Phemex and now you're in a place you don't want to be in. So if number two, you're not good at that. If number two, you're not good at that, if you're not able to have control over being honest with yourself and control your emotions or whatever you want to call it, that's okay. That's what this tool is for. You have a preset amount that says, I can set this and I can walk away. Inputs. You put in your amount here, how much you bought it for and everything like that. And, we'll go over more detail later about how, there's plenty of videos on how to use TradingView, but basically I just double click this and you can actually enter the volume, the values, or you can just move it here on the screen. Okay. But the point is, you have something that stops you from losing all your money, okay? And one rule of thumb, and I love to repeat this one, especially for new traders, is that you don't want to risk more than 1% or 1 to 2% of your bankroll on any single trade. And what that means is it doesn't mean that you can only use, if you got $100,000, you can only use $1,000 a trade. It just means you don't want to lose more than $1,000 on that trade. So you could technically use your whole $100,000 in this trade. Just make sure you're setting your stop loss at minus $1,000. That's what that means. He's like, I don't want to lose more than $1,000 on this trade. So that's just a rule of thumb for starting out traders. There's more than one way to approach that when you get a little more advanced. But basically, you don't want to get kicked out the game. If you lose all your money out of the game, you can't trade anymore at all. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? That's the name of the game, is just staying in it. We call it like this. Small, let me put it on my face here. Small wins, small losses, small wins, small losses, big win, and then you might have a little small loss, small wins, small losses, small wins. And so basically the small losses is when you get stopped out, and the small wins are when you say, okay, this only made a small move to the upside and is doing one of these. Let me just get out because I think that this momentum wave is rolling over and going to come back to the downside. You just take your profit and you get out. Now, for my scalping strategy, I'm going to go over that, and then we're almost getting to time here. I got a banger rap for y'all today. The rap I got for y'all today is a banger, and then we're going to bring on Jade after that. But real quick, I'm going to go over the scalping strategy because it's honestly my favorite one for multiple reasons. Here we go. The scalping strategy is like this. It's the 1 hour chart and the 10-minute chart. Let me pull it up, TradingView. So basically, all you got to do, I want to just preface it with this. When you're doing really short time frames, in some respects, you need less indicators, but you also don't have time to wait for all your EMAs, that's moving averages and things like that. You don't have time for everything. So my strategy that I developed is the 10-minute 1 hour wave, and it really is mostly just using the momentum waves down here in market cipher B. Okay, so first you want to identify the trend on the hourly chart. So right now the trend on the hourly chart is actually bullish, okay, because we got a green dot. So what that would mean is if you zoom in on the 10-minute chart, and Bitcoin's not usually the best coin to do it on because you want something with some volatility. But what that means is on the next red dot, you would you'd wait for, so here's the thing. We would have got the red dot on the 1 hour here. Then the red dot comes on the 10-minute. On the next green dot is where you enter and you go long. And then after that, all you're doing is basically dip buying. So this dot turned green, so we'd be long until it turns red, and then you get out. And then it comes back down again, it turns green, and you go long. And this price might do this, it might do this. Either way, you're still here. As long as the 1 hour is still green, I'm still bullish. Okay? Once that 1 hour starts rolling, because remember, the 10 minutes is always going to happen before the 1 hour. So as long as that's still there, I'm still dip buying. And what happens is you only are catching the up waves and you don't get any big moves against you. You bat singles. We call it batting singles. And then you rack up small wins at a time. The other reason I like it is because it happens on such a short time frame that basically you don't you get a lot of reps. You don't wait around and hope and dream and wait for tomorrow or none of that stuff. You can sit down and do this for 3 hours in one day, like you want to come home from work or whatever it is, 2 or 3 hours. If you see a setup to start doing this, the scalping strategy, you can pretty much jump in. Not right away because you want to make sure that you got a confirmed dot and stuff like that, but it's not one of those things you have to wait for weeks for it to develop or even days. You can get in and out pretty quickly and then and be done. And I like to do this on Breakout prop, and because you can use a big bankroll for a small move, and then also on Phemex because there's a lot of coins that are not anywhere else. We're gonna come back to that stuff later though. I think it's about that time. After this, we're gonna announce the next contest. And the winner of this contest, actually, we're going to see if the winner can hear himself in the actual rap, because this time the contest was to submit bars. And what I did was I took some bars and then I incorporated, I rewrote them so they flowed good with what I was talking about. And then we put them into the rap. So I think without further ado, we might want to get into that. You guys ready for that? It's to come up with Cassius Cuvée, right? It's your boy. You know what I'm saying? Always looking out for my people here. Are you ready? Is the chat ready for that? For the rap? Let's do it. It's Cassius Cuvée. Do this for the wave makers. Nothing but bangers. We was bumping all time high. Shout out to Lil Bubble. Now we got that tariff news and ran into a little trouble. If you played the top, it just blew off like major rockets. So remember, nobody went broke taking profits. Now, Matt told me that he stack his sats with precision. He said Cassius at it, wave maker raps his ammunition. Yeah, if you buy the dip, don't be risking more than 2%. Most years the conference is a major sell the news event. That's big facts. If you read, I said it on Twitter. I just kick back whack. Sitting on the shitter short and shit is all that shit's whack. Just admit that and keep trading. Altcoins, I don't wanna hate them, but Bitcoin is dominating. No nonsense or that goofiness and foolishness. You could tell how I ride a beat, I've been doing this. Flying out in first class, flirting with the stewardess. Funny now I need a glass of Cuvée for two of us. Yeah, we're gonna be doing big things out there in Vegas this year. The collab I got coming with Randy Hipper is a banger. And we're gonna film the music video at the Bitcoin conference. Shout out Jade, we're bringing Jade on. She gonna be rocking with me. Let's go. Yeah. Wave makers, where y'all at in the chat? It's the Profit Circle. Let's get it. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Yeah. We're gonna bring on Jade. Where's she at? Let me see if we can get Jade on here. We gotta make sure I turn it on. There she is. Say something, Jade. Let me make sure you're not on mute. I think you might be on mute. There you are. Hey, can everybody hear Jade in the chat? Great to have you on, Jade. You are my first real guest on the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée. So, you know, you're immortalized forever with that, for sure. How are you doing? All right, well, hold on. It looks like we got to make sure the sound is going here. Say something again for me here, Jade. I got it. This was messing with me yesterday. I got to delete your audio track and add it again. The audio track, sometimes it gets deleted on Mel Studio. Let me get back here real quick. Where are we going? I hate when this happens because this happened yesterday. I'm gonna have to disconnect it and connect it again here. Hold on. This happened yesterday to me when I was testing it out, and I had to put it back on there. Give me 1 second here. Say something now. Oh my gosh. I hate that this sound is not working. This did this to me yesterday, and then it worked, and now it's not working. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. We got to get Jade on here. Jade is coming to the Bitcoin conference. I swear I tested it yesterday because this is what happened to me. Say something now. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. All right. This is what I'm going to do. Look, I know, I just want to call you on the cell phone. I don't know why we can't get sound right now. We got to get Jade in. Yeah, call him up, but we're going to keep the visual on you though. So go ahead and call me. Jade is going to call me right now. We're going to bring her up here. I'm kind of mad. I swear to y'all, this what happened yesterday, and I had to delete it and then bring it back, and then it worked. Here we go. All right, let's get you on here.
Okay, now I have to mute my Zoom. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can the crowd hear? They can hear. They should be able to hear you. How you doing?
All right, amazing. I was just saying. I mean, I know you guys know what I was saying is what's poppin'. What's poppin'?
Now, this is the second Bitcoin conference you going to?
Yeah, it's the second time. I was there in Nashville. You were there the years before, and then I was there last year. You weren't there last year. We ended up meeting at another conference in Vegas and just really hit it off.
For sure, man. Yeah, the Vegas was a fun one right there, but this one is going to be much better because you're going to see how Cassius Cuvée really rolls when he's with the crypto community. So, you know, plus.
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited. The fashion's going to go up 10x. Gotta go up.
10x, right? And so what we're going to do is, we're going to film a lot of content out there. You know, we're going to be shooting a music video with Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper. Yeah. We're going to be doing
Miss World, New Jersey.
And this is, so yeah, tell everybody who you are. I know it kind of got messed up with the introductions here with the sound, but tell everybody who you are, Jade.
Yeah, no, I'm caller number 111. Give me my prize. Well, anyway, my name is Jade. I'm 25 years old, based out of New Jersey. So the great state of New Jersey. You know, a lot of people call it the armpit of America, but I call it my home. Let's see. What about me? I've been in pageants for the last over 10 years. I actually have a business coaching Miss America contestants to actually compete on the big stage, which is super cool. And for me, the reason I got interested in crypto, well, my dad was a Ron Paul guy. We have Ron Paul towels, Ron Paul merchandise. So he knew about Bitcoin back in the early days. However, for myself, I began to realize just like, okay, being Miss World New Jersey, this is the second time I've been Miss New Jersey in my lifetime. I would love to understand how I can actually use technology, use just like all the modern things that are going on, Web3. How can we make a difference? All of this technology can sometimes people can misconstrue it and say it's all bad and there's a lot to be lost. But I really always like to think optimistically. I always like to think about what can be gained from certain situations. So for me, I looked into, well, how can blockchain make a difference? How can crypto make a difference? How can Web3 make a difference? And one of the things that I learned is that there are actually a lot of charities that are starting to incorporate cryptocurrency and donations and just the way money is able to move a lot faster into their philanthropies. I was actually just listening to a YouTube video where the World Food USA program, which is a big global organization fighting world hunger, they use it in two different capacities. So one, it's another channel to accept donations. I mean, every nonprofit is looking to increase their donation channels, to increase donations for the cause. And so helping global hunger, that's really, really crucial. But then they also operate in various countries around the world. And so they were able to move money a lot faster without fees to Ukraine to get essential aid out there for food and for just basic necessities. And so for me, the way I see it, there's a lot of opportunities there. It's not just the World Food USA program, but let's say maybe there is a transaction on the blockchain that allows for a scholarship to be sent to somebody in Africa who maybe is able to attend school because of that. Or let's just say we can move money faster. We can just increase the amount of mobility and the amount of speed that we can move money. I mean, we have billions of people around the world with access to a cell phone, but there's a lot of people who are unbanked in the world. And that's really my mission, is to help people really across the world just live and prosper and thrive with abundance. That's exactly what God would want me to do.
For sure, man. Blockchain will do it to you. I mean, do it for you. That's the technology. It really is a game changer. I've always said that, Web3 or crypto in general was like a renaissance period between art, tech, and finance, like combining in a way that we never had in the past. So this is a solution that just simply didn't exist before.
100%. And that's not the only thing I do. So obviously being Miss World New Jersey, Miss World America, Miss World, Miss Universe, all the different pageants, a lot of people think that it's just the crown, but in reality, I also have a career as well. I like to call it the 3 Ps. So pageants is one of them, but then PR is another thing that I do. So I work at a PR firm, and we work to really highlight a lot of fintechs to come into the mass media, come into traditional media, getting them in top-tier publications like the Wall Street Journal, the Financial Times, Bloomberg, pretty much everything you can think of. We have a lot of tech-specific outlets as well. So TechCrunch we work with a lot, and really just helping people to gain more visibility. So that way it gains the interests of institutional investors, which, are actually more interested in getting into the crypto landscape nowadays. So I like to call myself pageants, PR, private capital, and if you had to throw a 4th P in there, Pilates, because I am a Pilates chick at heart.
Right, and you guys got to follow Jade too. She does post some Pilates videos on her Instagram too.
Every day. That's my piece. That's a 5th P. We got peace right in there. World peace. As a proper pageant contestant would say.
Yeah. Tell us real quick, what is your Instagram and your social media so they know where to find you?
Yeah. So my Instagram is Jade Glab. So Jade, like the stone, LIN. It is the Chinese spelling, and Glab, GLAB. So it's like glad, but glad. Like glad to be here. But
listen, just so you guys know, this ain't going to be the last time you see Jade. We're going to film a ton of content in Las Vegas. I mean, I know you're excited about the conference. I'm so juiced. We're going tomorrow. I can't believe we're going to be there tomorrow.
So I'm in New Jersey, so I'm getting really screwed up by the transportation. So my poor father has agreed to drive me to JFK Airport at 4 a.m. So
okay.
I will be there bright and early, signing up for all the things. I've already got a couple people emailing me just for, hey, let's get an interview. Let's go. But Cassius is going to be really great. He's going to teach me all the camera. I don't really do a lot of content myself, so I'm really looking forward to this. And the outfits too. This is basically a fashion show. Bitcoin fashion gala.
We're going to get you hooked up. Listen, I apologize for the technical difficulties on the sound. And I love having you on the show. Obviously, we're going to have you out. You guys, you better get used to Jade because you're going to see a lot of her. All right. We're about to have a lot of fun. We're going to do a lot of interviews. We're going to scope out the whole scene. We're going to make, it's going to be a movie.
Yeah. Or at the very least,
At the very least. At the very least. So, Jade, I mean, that's all we got time for today. Again, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but listen, when we're in person is when we really going to stomp the yard. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you.
I'm excited. Got to pack the suitcase. I'll see you soon.
Bye, Jade. Thanks for coming on the show to come up.
All right.
Hey, real quick, what do you think about the rap?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't hear it because you.
Oh, you were in the waiting room.
On Zoom, and I didn't want to have multiple different audios.
I got you.
Like,
All right. Well, I gave you a shout out at the end of it. So, anyways, we check it out later, and we're gonna tap back in with Jade. You guys, you're gonna see plenty more of her. So, thanks for joining, Jade.
Bye.
Bye. Well, we always got a backup plan to the backup plan to back up the backup plan. But, you know, that's basically a quick introducing to Jade Glab. You guys, she's a superstar in the making. If you can't already tell, your boy Cassius Cuvée is going to make sure it happens. But we're going to get right into this thing, man. Listen, we got some new people to join us. Kalichi's in the house. Kalichi's right here. He joined in. He was the first winner of the first contest. So the winner of the contest in the rap, if you guys didn't hear it, was a line from Matt. For the Wave Makers. So the community is called the Wave Makers, and we're going to call it the Profit Circle for anybody who joins the Profit Circle with the Wave Makers. And Matt was in there. He's always doing his thing. If you guys are new to Cassius Cuvée, the circle, the Profit Circle, you can join for free. It's a paid Discord group, but you can join it for free if you use the Phemex referral code that's on the screen to create a Phemex account, and then you'll put your user ID into the bot in Discord, and you can join for free for 1 year. So Matt's in there, all these people in the Blockchain Cowboy, Kalechi's in there, a lot of people in there, and they're going to basically be contributing. We're all contributing, are doing chart setups and analysis and everything like that. So if you're new, you can learn from the community members in the group. So I highly suggest you sign up to become one of the Wave Makers. And Matt won the challenge. So Matt, congratulations, you won this time. He put a bunch of bars in the channel, the rap channel, and I took out a couple of bars. I reworded them to flow with what he didn't know the beat or nothing like that. So I reworded them and I stuck them in there in the rap, and it was right on the line where I say his name. So we'll play it out at the end. But congratulations to Matt. We're gonna send you the prize after this. I can't talk about the prize because it's like this, cash money, baby. No, it's not cash money. It's a USDC. We're gonna talk about that after this, after we get off of here. So I'm gonna hit you in Discord or our Twitter DMs. But the other thing is this. So now we're gonna announce the next one. Now this is gonna be an in real life challenge. So if you guys not in Vegas, you're not gonna be able to participate. But if you are, basically, this is what you got to do. All right, you're gonna find me. All right, we're gonna take a picture together. You're gonna post it on Twitter. Hold on, let me get the exact wording of this. I know that my admin is gonna post it out there. But basically, the contest is this. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. So one of the Wave Makers, you meet me in person, you tell me you're a Wave Maker, we're going to take a picture together, and then also you're going to post it on Twitter and tag 3 friends. And then you're going to post the Discord link as well. So that's what I'm going to do. And then the winner is going to get mentioned in the rap for show, and we're going to have content and all that kind of stuff. So for sure, if you see me in Vegas, that's all you got to do is tell me you're a Wave Maker, and I'm going to take care of you from there. So that's the contest for tomorrow. Now, we're going to wrap up the show here in a little bit, but first, right on, Matt, I see you in the chat there. You're welcome, G. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the charts here real quick, because now we want to know where do we think is going to happen next year. So let me pull back up this right here on TradingView. What do we think is going to happen next? Now, I've seen some people thinking we go long from here. It's hard for me to go long when we're looking at, daily red dot up here. Do we have a red dot on the 2-day yet? We do officially now have a red dot on the 2-day here on Bitcoin. It did bounce off support right here. Again, this is why, so this is the other thing. This is why I say go long strength and short weakness. I'm still in I closed out everything because I'm not trying to be trading when I'm in Vegas. To be honest with you, I'll probably close these out today. Hell, I can probably close them out right now. There's not even that much left on it. But basically, I'm shorting weakness. So if I was bearish when we were up here. Let me go back to TradingView. I was bearish when we were up here, and I got my move. I got my play. Does it mean we kick around here before we go down farther? The other thing I've been talking about all week was the NASDAQ. I knew it was only a matter of time before the NASDAQ rolled over. And once this started happening, I was like, watch out. When this candle hit, we had a bounce, a little retracement, and then boom. And that was also too. So it was the NASDAQ, Bitcoin ran out of steam. ETH tried to have a push, and then the altcoins, the shit coins, got over their skis. And I called it out in the Discord group. I said APT's over his skis. And APT was the one that made me the most money if you watch that video on Breakout Prop. Look at APT right now, all the way back down here. So it's like, if you're unsure if we're bullish or bearish, whichever direction you pick, if you're bearish, short a bearish ticker. If you're bullish, pick a strong ticker, okay? So I was bearish, so I picked these short tickers. STX, DGen, one of my favorites. You know, DGen never even had another bounce, right? STX, ZK. I mean, look at STX. Came all the way back down, right? ZK, it never even got that high up. That's why I knew it was bearish. When everything made its biggest pump, it only went to here, which is why I shorted it all the way back. This is yellow, orange line is where I entered. You see what I'm saying? So, but I waited for it to roll over. So basically, I'm looking at that, ENA. All of these ones are relatively bearish tickers. This one was not. I didn't actually, you see it was bullish, and this is how I know it's bullish, right? It had been bearish in the past, but it went higher than its previous amount over here. It shot up higher than it. So now that it shot up higher than it, I'm like, okay, I got even. I got green a little bit. I didn't lose any trades, but I got out, and sure enough, it wasn't as bearish. Didn't come all the way down, so I don't mind getting out of that. CHZ, this one was brought to my attention. I didn't even know about this. Someone in the private Discord brought this one up. You feel me? Check the Discord. I'm looking at the chat right quick. We have a 3-day weekend. That's true. Holiday week, so Memorial Day is tomorrow. And I remember last year Memorial Day because I was out of town trying to trade on my phone, and I knew how I was bearish at the top of a move, and then I forgot Monday was a holiday, and we had one more day. So, you know, the stock market wasn't open. But crypto, it was kind of the old cat's away, the mice will play, and basically it had one more day at pump, and I was getting squeezed, and then Tuesday came, and everything tanked, and I won those trades big time. But you know, I'm not that bullish this weekend. I'm just not. I mean, look, this is the weekend line, and stuff's just been going down. Again, if you're not sure, you either stay away or play the percentages, like play the weaker tickers. So then if there is a bounce, it's only a small one. You see, I'd rather be rich than right. Okay, if I'm going to be shorting a bearish ticker like Shiba Inu, which you see again, SHIB didn't even come back up higher than this peak, whereas BCH did. So relative to itself, BCH was bullish, right? Because it went higher than this last peak. But Shiba Inu, relative to itself, was bullish. That can save you from getting squeezed, because what if there's like one more move after you enter? You may not get stopped out, which in this case I didn't, right? I didn't get stopped out when a lot of those other tickers kept going up. They only went up for like an hour or something like that. But, you know, I didn't get stopped out of any of them, to be honest with you. But basically, that saves you when you're bearish, when you're shorting a bearish ticker. So that's basically that right there. I want to preview a little bit the song with me and Randy here. I don't know how much I should play, but I kind of want to preview it so you guys know it a little bit. But I don't think I should, though. I want to give her a chance to play it on her show first, and it's going to be coming out real soon, so you guys will hear it regardless when we're playing it at the Bitcoin conference. I'm gonna try to film a little bit of a preview video of it when we first get there. But shout out Midstream Crypto. And, you know, and the rap, I say shout out Little Bubbles. So all the people doing music and crypto, appreciate y'all, man. Your boy Cassius Cuvée is going to be rocking with you. That's pretty much it I have for the day. You know what I'm saying? Great holiday weekend. Appreciate everybody in the chat, all the wave makers who tapped in. You know your boy got you covered. You know, we always going to come with some bangers. But just the general philosophies of going short weakness and going long strength, it doesn't matter what strategy you use. It really doesn't. And I'm going to come back with some more specific strategies after I come back from the conference. But the philosophies that are for bankroll management, those are the ones that are going to win the day. So if you can't decide what's going on down here in the waves, or you can't try to get heads or tails of why somebody's specific strategy they're saying it's working, over time, it's because they got good bankroll management. Over time, it's because they have good principles more than like when exactly do I enter or exit based on volume and this and that, or, you know, EMAs or whatever, Bollinger Bands, whatever you want to do. So that is the basic theme for today. And also the thing for today is, man, have some fun, man. You guys got to enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a W in the chat right there, Matt. And I appreciate everybody. We got Kaleshi, we got Blockchain Cowboy, we got Edema. We're gonna sign off. I'm gonna play the rap one more time for this week, right before we roll out here, man. I love the group. I love the wave makers. Y'all been solid. And we're going to keep doing this every Sunday at noon make sure you tap in with your boy Cassius Cuvée. Join the private Discord group. The link is in the description. You already know what it is. Do me a favor. Share it with your friends, your family. And I told you we was going to bring some women on, didn't I? I told you guys we was going to bring some women on the show, okay? We're not doing men only on the Cassius Cuvée project. Anything I'm doing is going to involve some women too. So I'm glad my first guest was a female, was a woman. Jade, she's full of energy, and we just scratching the surface with her. So we're going to see big things popping down there in Vegas. Man, and that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. We're going to play out the music video one more time, and everybody have a blessed, safe weekend. Watch out for the fireworks. When I was a kid, we used to do too much shit, even as an adult. So anyways, one more time, man, we're going to sign off. It's your boy, Cassius Cuvée. Next time you see me, I'll be in Vegas, baby. It's Cassius Cuvée. Do this for the wave makers. Nothing but bangers. We was bumping all time high. Shout out to Lil Bubble. Now we got that tariff news and ran into a little trouble. If you played the top, it just blew off like major rockets. So remember, nobody went broke taking profits. Now Matt told me that he stack his sats with precision. He said Cassius at it, wave maker raps his ammunition. Yeah, if you buy the dip, don't be risking more than 2%. Most years the conference is a major sell the news event. That's big facts. If you read, I said it on Twitter, I just kick back. Sitting on the shitter, short and shitters, all that shit's whack. Just admit that and keep trading. Altcoins, I don't wanna hate them, but Bitcoin is dominating. No nonsense or that goofiness and foolishness. You could tell how I ride a beat, I've been doing this. Flying out in first class, flirting with the stewardess. Funny now I need a glass of Cuvée for two of us. Yeah. We're gonna be doing big things out there in Vegas this year. The collab I got coming with Randy Hipper is a banger. And we're gonna film the music video at the Bitcoin conference. Shout out Jade. We're bringing Jade on. She gonna be rocking with me. Let's go. Yeah. Wave makers, where y'all at in the chat? It's the Profit Circle. Let's get it. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée.